I'm going to show you how to knit a magic loop cast on toe up 2 at a time socks. This is a very simple method. I want you to see I've started these so you can see where we're going with it. The inside looks just like a Kitchener stitch, neatly wrapped around here. Same thing here, maybe you can see it a little bit better with the blue. You're using a 40-inch loop needle here. So I'm going to take these off and cut them and start again. Now what you're going to do is you're going to make a loop, and holding the needles one on top, one on bottom, slip the loop on the bottom like this and tighten it, and then hold that loop with your fingers here, and you're going to wrap the number of stitches. I'm going to do a very small, this is obviously not sock yarn because I want you to be able to see this. So leaving that loop on the bottom, you go from the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that extra top stitch just holds that on for now. So you have an extra loop here and to hold, and an extra loop here, but you have on the top and the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide these out of the way, and we're going to do the same thing with the second sock. I'm using 2 colors so that you can see, but if you have a large enough skein you can use the middle and the outside of the skein and knit off of one skein as long as the colorways don't change in the opposite direction. So holding this bottom tail, go around the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, and oops, and 1 to loop it and hold it. Okay. Now the way you do magic loop, whether you're knitting 1 sock at a time or 2 at a time, is you always pull the bottom, holding onto this tail, you always pull the bottom needle out and start knitting with it. So we're going to take off that extra loop that was holding and put the needle in through here, and it looks like it's really loose and nothing's happening, but this is going to work. Knit it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry about floppy, this is all going to work. Leaving that on the needle, hanging onto the blue tail, slide this out of the way, slide the blue over here. Remember, you're going to take that holding loop off, and then you're going to start knitting the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you still have the tail on the bottom. Now, magic loop, flip it over, and slide the top needle back in. This is a little easier with sock yarn and smaller needles. Okay. Now you're going to pull, untangle all your tails. You're going to pull that bottom needle out and start knitting with that one. So holding your tail, actually this is the extra loop that you put on. You pull the loop off, get rid of it, and hang on to that, and using your working yarn you knit 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you've secured that one. You're going to do the same thing with what looks like a mess, but it's not going to be. You hang on to the working tail, drop that extra loop off, hang on to that one, lift your working tail up, and knit those 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you have your beginning stitches on the needle, and if you slide your magic loop needle back through, you can see that you've completed your join, and you're ready to start your increase stitches just like you would with a regular pattern. I'll show you one quick row of that so you can see. You pull out that bottom needle and you start your increase. So increase in that first stitch, and then knit across and increase in the last stitch, and you would continue right along here, turn it, and do it again. And that is how you do a magic loop 2 at a time sock cast on toe up.